So for this week's vlog, we just kind of wanted to do something a little bit different. A couple weeks ago, Nick brought to my attention the fact that we don't really talk about or do anything to kind of let you guys know about our faith or where we are spiritually. So we kind of wanted to incorporate that into this week's vlog and to future vlogs that we might have. And just kind of share with you our faith stories and our testimonies, and maybe eventually like some short devotionals or something. But yeah, so that's kind of where we are this week and what we were thinking we'd like to share with you guys. Do you have anything to add to that?
I totally agree. I think it's important to be able to share that stuff and make it real for everyone who's watching. It's good to be transparent because there's so many people out there that are just kind of put on I wouldn't say put on a show, but they're. It's good to know that there's authentic people out there who have the same struggles as you and I. So, I think it's nice for others to know that as well. And I don't know, since you're our buddies and our pals, you might get to know us a little bit better.
Yeah, but yeah. So obviously, our faith is a big part, a big part of who we are, and it literally is how we met. So.
Good old Christian camp.
Yes. But so that's what we'd like to share with you guys this week. So stay tuned, and I hope you guys enjoy this week's vlog. And I apologize in advance if it is a long one. Catch you guys later. Hey guys. So, talking about our faith and everything, I thought it would be a good idea to share kind of my testimony. And probably won't have time for both me and Nick this week, but I thought I would start us off and just kind of tell you a little bit about my faith journey. So, I had the great privilege of being raised in a Christian household with very loving and devoted parents that guided me and taught me what it was to be a Christian my entire life. And they were a very good example of a Christian marriage with my upbringing. And so having that background for a family, I very early on realized that I wanted what they had as far as a spiritual relationship with Christ. So I don't remember exactly what year it was, but I know I was young, and it was one year during a vacation Bible school at our church. I remember coming home that night, and I don't remember a whole lot about my childhood, honestly, which really is upsetting, but this is one of the things that has always stayed with me. But I came home that night, and I don't exactly remember what it was we had learned at Vacation Bible School that night, but I just remember coming home and sitting on the couch and telling my parents that I wanted to ask Jesus to come be in my heart. And so of course they helped me walk through prayer and ask Jesus to forgive me of all my sins and to come find his home in my heart. And I remember going back to VBS the next night and just being so excited to go tell my VBS leader and all the other people at my church about how I had Jesus in my heart now, and I was like part of the church family and everything, and that excitement and joy you have as a little kid. I remember just like being so ecstatic about accepting Jesus as my Lord and Savior, and I just think time and time again how much I wish that I always had that much enthusiasm and excitement about Jesus and my faith, and how disappointing it is that I don't always have that same amount of enthusiasm to follow after him. And that's just like from an honest standpoint. I mean, I'm human. And so I have tried greatly. I mean, I'm still work in progress, obviously, but just that thought of how I want to have that little kid-like excitement and enthusiasm for him all the time, and how difficult it is to be like that on a daily basis and around like coworkers and people you meet on the street and people in grocery stores and all of that. And I would say that I try really hard to be a Christ-like witness to the kids that are around me every day at the school, and to my coworkers at the school, and just kind of be Christ's love to them, because I know that a lot of the kids don't have the same upbringing that I had, and they come from a lot of broken backgrounds, and they need that steady person who is showing them love every day of their lives. And I just try my very best to be an encouraging person and a smile that they get to see every day. And like, due to COVID right now, I can't show my full amount of love and affection for all of them all the time, because like I would give hugs to those kids every single day, multiple times a day, as much as I could. As many kids that wanted a hug, I would give them a hug. If they came in and they looked kind of upset, I'd go give them a hug, you know. And due to COVID right now, obviously we can't go hugging all the kids that need hugs, so that's a little upsetting, but off topic. Anyways, so yeah, that was kind of how I first came to Christ. And over the years, obviously, everybody has their struggles, and nobody's perfect. Nobody can do everything perfectly all the time. But one thing that, well, a couple things more recently that have helped me in my faith walk, just the years that I have worked at Delta. Delta is where I met Nick also, but Delta is a Christian camp that families can go to, youth can go to, and even people with physical and mental disabilities can go to, and just experience a week full of Christ, just all around Christ, and learn more about him and more about what it means to be a Christian. And just, it's a place where they just completely share Christ's love. And I went there for many years as a camper, and then a few years ago I started going there as a staff member, and I have to say that Delta has become part of who I am, and it's become like a home away from home, because you go there and you can just feel God's presence. You can feel like the moment you drive down the road into the camp, is so peaceful and calm, and like the rest of the world just kind of fades away, and the people there are so amazing. They welcome you in, and it's just so much like a family, everybody who works there and everybody who takes a part in Delta. And that's obviously held a special place in my heart over the past few years that I have been working there. And like every year that I go there, I feel closer to God when I'm there, I guess. I feel closer, like in my spiritual walk, I'm better about reading my Bible and getting into His Word and doing my devotions and just resting in His presence, I guess I could say, when I'm there. And I want to have that kind of feeling when I'm not there, and I don't understand why it's so hard to do that, but it is. I'm gonna be honest. It's hard on a daily basis to remember to do your devotional and take time out of your day to take time for God. And I still struggle with it. I'm just gonna be blatantly obvious and honest. That's the word I was looking for. But yeah, so that has also been a important milestone in my Christian walk. And then lastly, I just wanted to mention my baptismal, which only happened like, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago. So like, I'm 23 and I didn't get baptized until I was like 21. And that's not a bad thing, because getting baptized is a really huge commitment, I would say. I mean, you're basically telling God that you're surrendering your whole existence to Him, and that you want to live your life every day to serve Him and do His work. And just basically, it's a huge commitment and statement that, yes, I'm a Christian, yes, I have Jesus Christ in my heart, and yes, I want to live my whole life for Him, and I want to commit my whole being to Him and surrender myself to do His work. And so it's a huge commitment and milestone in your life when you do decide to get baptized. And so I don't think it is a bad thing that I waited as long as I did, because it's something that I wanted to be sure about, I guess I would say. And I didn't want to just get baptized to get baptized. I wanted to get baptized because I made that decision and I was sure about that decision. So, I mean, I hear about like a lot of kids that get baptized, and like, that's perfectly fine. I have nothing against that. If that is your decision, I wholeheartedly am like with you on that. But yeah, so I guess those are the 3 main things that I just wanted to share with you about my spiritual walk. And I would love to hear about your faith stories and your faith journeys. If you'd like to comment below and maybe just leave a little morsel, little tidbit for us to kind of read and get to know you a bit more. If you have any questions, I might not have all the answers, but you can definitely reach out and I will do my best to answer your questions. But yeah, so like I said before, we don't really talk much about our faith on our channel, but it is definitely a big part of who we are, and we would like to get better about sharing our faith with you guys and being real, I would say. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and I guess there's one more thing that I want to share because it just came to me. It's something that I learned at Delta actually one year. How we have, like, at the beginning of the summer, the staff have to go through this orientation, and we do different devotionals every day during it and stuff. And one of the days when we were at one of our staff orientation meetings, we were talking about sharing our stories and sharing our testimonies, and how no matter what your testimony is like, it is important, because that's like the biggest commitment of your life, accepting Jesus as your Savior. And it is life-changing and life-altering and the biggest, most important thing you can ever do. And I kind of grew up always thinking that my story wasn't really all that exciting or inspiring because it was so simple and it was so generic. I was a kid at VBS who accepted Jesus. Woohoo! Not very exciting, right? But I think it was Steve, our camp director, that said that no matter what your testimony is, it can change someone's life and it can inspire someone else. So even if you think your testimony isn't all that important or exciting, it has the power to change someone else's life. And even though it might be scary to share something like that, go for it, because you never know who's listening and who that testimony or story could speak to. So yeah. We hope you enjoyed this week's vlog, and I hope you didn't get too bored listening to talking the whole time. Come back next week for more exciting stuff here on the Avenue, and be sure to drop a comment in the comments, press the like button, and hit that subscribe, because we are always happy to have more subscribers. Catch you guys later.